Before we start the video, I would like to point one thing out. Everything that you will see on screen is not my property. I do not own any of the soundtracks or gameplay material that is getting used for this video. I'm simply using it as a form of criticism on this game. With that said, let's start the video. For the love of, I'm barely 10 minutes into this game and I already hate it this much. Please God, give me the strength to finish this crap. After walking through some badly designed hallways, oh god, the hallways. You never escape the hallways. You never do, except on certain occasions. But most of the time you just walk around or run around and kill around in hallways. There is no escape from the hallways. They always look the same. They feel so dull and they are so boring. Which is actually really weird if you really think about it, because you always walk around in palaces, houses, boats, fortresses and etc. But they just look so dull and boring and they all look the same and play the same. You also always have to go on this certain direction. The goal and the target's on the right side of the screen this time. Oh no, now it's on the left side of the screen and you just walk around, you get it. There's no difference in the level design department. It's so uncreative. But don't worry, sometimes there's something in the hallways. And most of it involves documents on Xiao Yun's life. And while I am interested in her background, her character in Chronicles is so incredible boring that I start wondering why they even bothered writing all of this down to begin with anyway. So it just feels to me like a giant waste of time. And another reason why I do not really bother looking for those documents is that they are guarded. These guards feel like obstacles just to make the game even longer. They don't feel like they exist, they feel like artificial beings and objects that stand in your way to kill you just for the sake of the video game's length. You fight these guards in the game because you're meant to. There is no randomness, there's only programming. They are meant to be obstacles and nothing more. I can see a counter argument from somebody already in the comment section down below that reads like, every Assassin's Creed game has that. But I do not really count that as an argument because not every Assassin's Creed game has that. As an example, I can just walk around in Assassin's Creed Brotherhood on the streets as Ezio and guards do not automatically attack me. They just walk around in the city like normal people or just talk to each other or just push you away and don't necessarily always attack you on sight. The game does try at least to give a reason to why the guards always keep attacking you, because you are supposed to kill their master, their boss, the man who pays them. But my point still stands is that they are just artificial objects that just make the game longer than it should be. But if you still remove half of the guards in the game, there wouldn't be any real differences. Well, it is true that video game enemies are there to make the game longer and let you grind or have a story reason behind them, but when it feels this freaking obvious, something is wrong in the programming department. After killing that random guard, you will take your rope dart back that the guards had taken away from you. Okay, I'm gonna be honest here on the rope dart. I actually liked the rope dart in Assassin's Creed 3 and 4. Sure, it was far from perfect, and if you remove it in Assassin's Creed 3 or 4, I will put my money on it wouldn't change anything in the gameplay department. I always used the rope dart to hunt down animals who were far away from me, or to get my enemies closer to me so I could silently assassinate them. But in Assassin's Creed Chronicles, the only thing it actually does in China is to get you across from point A to point B, and using it to silently assassinate people with it by throwing it at their faces? The fuck? And she does it so perfect! And no, that's not a Mary Sue complaint. No, my question is, there are so many other ways you can just silently assassinate someone, like with a hidden blade for example, or just your foot blade. But you use the rope dart? Really? Hey, anyway, don't these guards wear helmets? Well, I guess that doesn't matter. Wait a second, does she even have an hidden blade? I don't remember her ever using or seeing her with a hidden blade, except that foot blade if you count that. Over the course of 20 minutes, Xiao Yun will expand the weapon arsenal with firecrackers, Throwing stars, throwing knives, whatever. They make the game a lot more easier, but they are really limited because the programmers realize they make Xiaoyun too overpowered. And as last, we actually receive our sword back. For some reason, the rope dart was made separate from her sword because, I don't know, whatever. And we get a sword fight tutorial by Ezio Auditore. Wait, what the hell are you doing here? You're supposed to be at home. No, wait, you died. No, wait. You didn't train Xiaoyun. Sure, you talked with her, but you never trained her. Was this explained in some novelization? Because I checked in the Revelations novelization and I couldn't find anything in there. And what is wrong with Ezio's voice?
Perfect. This tactic is also good to escape from combat.
Love binds our order together.
Show me how you strike with your sword.
I was an assassin for a long time, you.
Did you know the people were so annoyed by Ezio's voice in Assassin's Creed Chronicles that they actually wanted to change it? If you don't believe me, I have put the links in the description down below if you want to check it out. The guy doesn't even sound like Ezio. And for people who say, I don't recognize the difference, I unfortunately have to tell you that you are wrong. I recognize the difference and almost everybody else recognized the difference between the two voice actors, which is saying a lot. It is not unheard of in gaming industry that a voice actor gets changed though. Just to mention one franchise here, in the Kingdom Hearts franchise, the actor who voiced Mickey Mouse died, so they had to search for a replacement for him. And so they found a new voice actor who almost sounds identical to him. When the voice actor for Ansem the Wise died, Christopher Lee, yes, the man who played Count Dooku in the Star Wars franchise and Saruman in Lord of the Rings, they had to find a new voice actor. And they found one who was near identical to the original voice actor. So I don't understand why they couldn't find an identical voice actor for Ezio Auditore. This is also the same for Xiaoyun. She sounds nothing like her Amber's counterpart.
I want to understand.
My kind isn't done yet.
Much to see along the way. Thank you, Mentor.
Killing just one of you will not give me the vengeance I seek.
The only counter argument for this is that she was trying to speak Italian to Ezio Auditore. But this argument doesn't really work. Xiaoyun sounds like an emotionless drone robot in Assassin's Creed Chronicles compared to her Amber's counterpart. And the way how she's written doesn't even remind me once of her in Assassin's Creed Embers. In Ember, she actually seemed like a person to me who can enjoy different cultures. She felt guilty when she was looking through Ezio's private possessions. She could show happiness, sadness and interest. She shows more emotion for Ezio, a guy she hardly knew, than for a man who she probably knows way longer in Chronicles. Before she left Ezio, she made a slight bow for him and thanked him for everything. Not only for the wise advice he gave her, but he also gave her a roof under her head. It could simply just ignore his wife and throw her out of the house. I don't even know how Chronicles' version of Xiaoyun would have responded to that. Xiao of Ambush will be disappointed and probably just stay around in the area and sleep somewhere. But this Xiao, I don't even know how she will react. I simply cannot imagine a situation where this version of Xiao will adapt to. Like, how will she respond to this? She's just an alien to me and she's just out for revenge in Chronicles. Not only is the revenge storyline overdone in Assassin's Creed, it has become a giant joke too. When something like half of your characters have the same motivation, the same origin or whatever, it becomes predictable and you start having less investment into the Assassin's Creed world, which is probably one of the reasons why people don't really care about the Assassin's Creed world, because it really starts getting predictable. And the worst thing is, it doesn't really do anything for her character. I just wish the whole entire storyline was about her brotherhood or something else. And if you really wanted to go with this version of Xiaoyun, tell us a story on how she went from this to this. Because that's way more original than a cliché revenge storyline which doesn't do anything for her character. Look, Xiaoyun wasn't perfect in Embers. But what we got on her in those 20 minutes made me and many other fans interested where she was going next. But then Chronicles came around the corner with a baseball bat, beating anything she had going for her to death. Thank you. Thank you a lot. I love you. But okay, that was enough about Xiao Yun right now. She's just one of the reasons why this game sucks. But unfortunately though, I cannot really go into that right now because I'm kind of busy in real life. But I can tell you what I'm going to talk about in the next upcoming video. I will talk about the art style, more about the gameplay, some crashes here and there, and even more. So keep an eye out for the next video. And I hope you have a fun day or night wherever you are and enjoy this video.